What up, everybody? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War on PS4. And today we have Guild Wars. On consoles, it is Blue Day. I don't know what it is for you, but hey, it's the first day. So if you're on console, you can use this team, and if you're not, then you can use it later in the week. So that's awesome, because either way, you can use this team, whatever you're on. That's why I do these on Tuesday. It's the first day of Guild Wars, so if you're on console and you have the same color as me, you can use the team, and if you're on something else, the color's going to be later in the week, so you can use the team. So that's why I do these on Tuesday, and for other reasons obviously, but for Guild Wars, that's the reason. But yeah, we're in bracket 4. I'm the Paragon once again. I can't remember if it's 3 out of the last 4 weeks or 4 out of the last 5, but I think it's been 2 or 3 times in a row I've been Paragon, and I just take pride in that. It's not like I'm trying to brag or put anybody down or anything like that. I love my guild. They're all awesome. We got some new members like Zeus. Man, you're doing awesome, bro. I saw your score. Hopefully you hear this, man, and that was a really good score there. I was like, whoa, nice job. But yeah, let's go with the blue Guild Wars. See if we can keep our Paragon just for fun. But I'll show you a team you can use, hopefully. I mean, as far as Guild Wars goes, I use a certain team every week, so it's hard to offer like replacements for some of these things because I don't even mess around with it. I just use the same team. If it's working, it's working. If I'm getting Paragon in bracket 4, then I'm not going to switch it up until I don't get Paragon, you know what I mean? So I use the same teams every week, so it's hard. It's going to be hard to suggest different troops for this, but hopefully you have these troops. And if not, then just comment below, and people are awesome. You guys are all awesome, and you always put teams in the comments, so I'm sure somebody will put another blue Guild Wars team that you can use if you don't have any of the troops that I have here. So I'm using the full blue banner because I think we're covering every color, if I'm not mistaken, so it's hard to minus any of them. But I always scout the other team during Guild Wars. It's only 50 gold. You can see if they're going to be doing a bunch of stuff you need to cleanse. You can see if maybe they're doing a bunch of true damage. You can see if you just need to start fast. You can see, you can just see what kind of metals you should use and what to expect in the battle. So for this one, I just said, hey, they're just doing a bunch of life damage. I probably should have used attack, but I went with life. I already had them on anyway. So Metal of Anu and 2 life metals. And my team is Champion of Anu, High King Iron Gut, Jar of Eyes, and Azura. So that's my blue team. Every troop is blue. That's what you want. That's how you score the highest. That's the biggest factor in your score. Whether you win or lose almost matters less than if you use the color of the day. Like, the way to get the highest score in Guild Wars is to use the color of the day. Right here I was just being, trying to think, should I take that red extra turn since we were frozen on red? Like, I knew I was frozen on it, but I took it anyway just because it's a lot of mana. And I wasn't too scared of this team, so. But Champion of Anu will like silence, stun, and drain the first enemy, and then he hits every enemy below. He's a mythic troop, so kind of hard to get. I think he's I forget what kingdom he's from. I could take a guess, but I'd be afraid to be wrong. Hopefully we can see it here. High King Irongut, another mythic. Sorry about that, but he is the best mythic in the game right now. You should have him. If you have any mythics, if you crafted any mythics at all, you should have crafted him first. So hopefully if you have any mythics at all, you at least have him. Because he's really good at the delves. Really scalable. Devours anybody, so as their stats go up and he devours, he just gets stronger because he gets all those stats. And Devour doesn't care like what level they are, all it cares about is traits. Then we have Jar of Eyes with Thief. Thief is there just to do a bunch of summoning in case we lose a troop, that way we can get full score and protect ourselves. And then Azura's there for mana generation. She explodes blue. So we have our 2 mana generators at the bottom with also a summon, and then we have our 2 damage dealers up top. Mostly what you're going to be doing is devouring, and the rest of it's kind of defensive. Like the Champion of Anu is going to be like stunning and silencing and draining, and keeping them from killing you, and also helping with damage and being a good tank. He has like 50% reduction or something. And then High King Iron Gut's going to be devouring, really good if you use Metals of Urania with that, with a 56% chance for me. And every time you devour it just gets higher. So the first time you devour, you pretty much almost have a 100% chance, depending on how much attack they have. Like this team is, their first guy, so he has low attack, so it wouldn't give me too much more, 17, but I'm gonna try to devour. Just make sure they're able to be devoured before you pull the trigger. So if you're gonna cast High King Iron Gut, you might want to check every enemy's traits before you even cast it, because you can't check them after you cast it. That's one thing that's kind of screwy. Like, they could change. Like, why can't I look at the enemy after I cast? Like, if I want to devour one of the enemies, shouldn't I be able to check and see if they have the trait where they're immune to devour? But no, you gotta do that before you cast. So I guess you gotta think ahead. So running through this team pretty easily. Finished fully charged, which is another way to get good points in Guild Wars. So yeah, I'd say the #1 thing to get high points is using the color of the day on every troop. The second best way is just winning and not losing. The third best way to get points is not losing a troop. And then 4, probably finishing fast. And 5, finishing fully charged. So that's in order how you get points in Guild Wars. And there's a couple other ways to get points as well. Mostly having to deal with how much damage you deal to them and how much damage they deal to you and that kind of stuff, but sometimes you can't control that. And finishing fast and fully charged kind of already takes care of those anyway. Like if you finish fast, you're obviously probably not taking a lot of damage, and you're probably dealing a lot of damage. If you finish fully charged, there's another way to get points. It has to do with like how you use your mana, like how efficient you are using your mana. And if you finish fully charged, that means you probably were pretty efficient, at least somewhat, at least at the end of the battle you were. But yeah, that's all the ways pretty much to get points in Guild Wars. And the main thing people screw up is that they don't use the color of the day, and that gives you the most points. Oh, there's one other thing. Setting your defend troops, you get like 2,000 points a day for doing that. Setting a unique defend troop in every slot on your defense. Can't repeat any of them, or you miss out on points. And you gotta have them set before Tuesday, before today. Like Monday night or Monday, you gotta have them set, so, or you don't get the points. Like it checks like right, Tuesday. Right as soon as Tuesday starts, I think it checks to see if you have unique troops, and that's when it determines how much you get for that. So that's another way to get points. Like I'll keep thinking of more and more as we go, I guess. Guess I should be paying attention to these battles, but this is post commentary because Guild Wars I need full concentration, so I didn't want to be talking and really trying to get as high of a score as I can get and not die and all that. There we go, we got a Devour. This is just the normal key team that they're using. So they have some good summoning going on and mana generation. Decent attack. Decided to take a skull there. We have high attack but yeah, with this team you want to mostly focus on your High King Iron Gut. Get him to 100 attack. He gets an extra turn whenever he casts, just remember that. So even if you don't get the Devour, at least you can try something else. And then your Champion of Anu, make sure to cast him on somebody that has, full mana or is close to getting it, so you can silence them and drain them. And the higher up you go in the order of the enemy, the more damage you'll do, because he'll hit everybody below that. Whoever you target, he'll hit everybody below that. So Cedric just cast and messed up our order and summoned a bomb bot, but no big deal. Just making the battle take longer. I might have lost a couple points there for letting him summon. That'll make the battle take a little bit longer, because if he hadn't summoned, then we'd only have 2 enemies left to kill right now. But that's the main deal with the key team. There's a bunch of summoning and just pretty much 1 damage dealer. I don't even consider Cedric a damage dealer. Then we have our Azura and our Jar of Eyes, which are both mana generators. So sometimes you want to focus on green and purple mana, because High King Iron Gut and Champion of Anu have really high mana cost. So instead of focusing on like brown and blue and red and yellow, you kind of want to focus on purple and green. That way you can get up either your Jar of Eyes or your Azura and start exploding the board, which will get your Champion of Anu and High King Iron Gut up faster. Instead of like being, oh man, I need to hurry up and get up High King Iron Gut, I'm going to take brown whenever I can, or blue. Well, you got to run through Champion of Anu's mana first before you can, even count the blue towards High King Iron Gut. So what you really want to do is try to get up one of your mana generators. Like Jar of Ice starts with 7 out of 14, so you only need 7 mana. So if you see green, like, I should probably change my banner to +2 green something, but I just didn't want to minus anything. I mean, what would be minus anyway? Let's see. Maybe red. Probably red or purple would be, the choice, but I didn't really want to. I'll probably switch it up, but I'm afraid to switch anything up right now because I've been Paragon so many times the last 5 weeks. I think 4 out of the last 5. I'll have to go check my last Guild Wars video. I think I won, and then I said now I'm 3 out of 4, so I think this is 3 out of 4. So if I win this time, maybe it's 4 out of 5. I don't know. No big deal. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna try to keep it up. But yeah. So now we're looking for somebody to stun, but a lot of them have stealthy, so I didn't really have a choice. So I had to go with Queen Grapple Pot there, which silence her. At least you can't do an extra turn. This is a goblin team, so we gotta watch out for them just doing extra turns and looping us to death. They're not super strong, but every one of them has an extra turn, so sometimes they can just whittle you down with turns over and over and over again. So you gotta watch out for that. I don't know how you would watch out for that. The only thing you can really do is try to silence them, try to maybe freeze them, try to just be quicker than them, and just, finish the battle as soon as possible, and just hope for good luck. Sometimes you just get bad luck and they just go off on you. Like right here, I'm about to let them summon another freaking better goblin that they didn't even have, and so that wasn't good. So I'm starting to get frustrated, because look at my first troop here. He's diseased up, he's almost dead. But luckily we got that Devour, so now High King Iron Gut is super beefy. Can probably survive a bunch of loops in a row now. Plus he has a ton of attack. But our first troop is about dead, and they're whittling down Champion of Anu. Even with all that armor and all that health. It's just from looping and looping on us. But here we go, we got a nice silence we can use again, but had to deal with that stealthy, so have to do it on Queen Grapple Pot so we can hit at least a couple troops there, So I kept getting frustrated that I couldn't hit their first troop, but it's better than nothing, I guess, to silence, stun, and drain the Queen Grapple Pot. May have been better to do it on the king there, just so he doesn't summon, but I don't know. It's kind of, you're, screwed either way. But the king does summon, so maybe if I had done something different in this battle, I might have killed him first, because now he's summoning again. Now they got an ice goblin up there. protecting the princess, if you will. So this battle is just taking forever because they have so many extra turns and a summon at the bottom that I probably should have took out first. Ooh, see, they got me. Like right now, look at this battle right now. They have more troops than me. They get all troops get extra turns. I was starting to freak out, but I felt a little bit okay because of High King Iron Gut. You know, already got a Devour, so he is pretty beefy. So I wasn't feeling too concerned, but just a little bit of concern started creeping in as they started looping and freezing. Now with that goblin up there, the ice goblin up there, freezing us, so this won't even be an extra turn if I cast it. So I decided to do the Jar of Eyes, get a summon going on, a little bit of tanky protection in that first slot, so High King Iron Gut could keep his health, be a little protected. Finally took out the king so they can't summon, so now we're on the road to victory. It's just taking way too long. Got Queen Grapplepot working our way up the list. Explode the blue on the board with the Zura. Like I said, I'm using Thief just for more summoning. And there's a couple, you know, talents that work good with this team. There we go. Getting beefy. Got all his stats. Look at that attack. We have a 261% chance to devour. Summoned in another troop. That way we have 4 troops. So you don't have to finish with the 4 troops you started with. You can finish with any 4 troops. So that's why anything that summons is good in Guild Wars. Well, not anything that summons, but summon is a good thing to have in Guild Wars. But there we go. I'm not sure if Devour counts for as much as like doing skull damage or normal attacks, but it sure is awesome, so who cares. There we go, 3-0. That one was a little dicey, but sometimes that happens with the goblins, man. They got so many extra turns, they could loop you to death. And they tried. They really tried. They got rid of my first troop there. We got a bunch of crazy stuff happening out beside my window, but I'm going to still try to get this done. Hopefully it doesn't distract you guys too much. Alright, so we have Obsidious. We have a team here that's going to do a bunch of cursing and stunning and disease and poison, and like you might want to use like a Medal of Cedric in that case, but I was feeling myself here, so I just wanted to use the attack medals to have as much Devour as possible, because sometimes it's just like, hey, I want to kill them before they can kill me. So sometimes you just want to use attack or Medals of Anu instead of doing like, now of course my phone is ringing, isn't that great? I'm gonna keep it going though. I don't know who is calling me. It's like early in the morning. Okay. Anyway, so we're getting up there. We're on the 4th enemy. So they're starting to get better and better. That's how it is in Guild Wars. First person you face is probably going to be the easiest. Second's probably, you know, it's going to go up as you go. The last person you face is the Paragon. So they're obviously going to be the toughest test. Which isn't always true, to be honest. Because I even know with myself, I don't have the best defense teams. I'm the Paragon. I should have the best defense teams, and I should probably look into having better ones, because I'm the last line of defense. But if you're champions or whatever, the guys right before you are any good, then that's fine. You know, you'll be okay. Because they got to face one of 2 people before you, and hopefully they can take care of them. But you shouldn't count on that. Like, I should have better defensive teams. I did okay last time, though, I'd say. I won a lot of battles on defense. I was kind of getting nervous here in this battle, just, you know. But I got rid of Obsidious, felt a little better. Got that Devour, felt a little better. But the way I started this battle, I think, was going after Jar of Eyes and Azura to get my big boys up front going. And that's what you need to do sometimes, like I said. Sometimes instead of concentrating on grabbing blue and red and yellow and brown, you want to grab that green and purple. Get the jar of eyes up. He only needs 7 to explode a bunch of brown on the board, and that's what you need for High King Iron Gut. So instead of thinking about getting High King Iron Gut up by matching gems, think about getting him up by getting Jar of Eyes up, then exploding all the brown on the board. And High King Iron Gut's the only one that uses brown, so all that goes to him. So you gotta think of it that way. Think, I need Jar of Eyes up so I can get High King Iron Gut up. Don't think, I need to take brown so I can get High King Iron Gut up. Don't think like that. Don't think, oh, I got +2 blue on my banner, I need to take blue. Not in this team, not exactly. If you take blue, you gotta go through Champion of Anu and High King Iron Gut before it gets to anybody else. And you gotta go through Champion of Anu before you get to High King Iron Gut with the blue mana. And then if you're taking red, all that's doing is getting Champion of Anu up so you can start working on High King Iron Gut. So think of it kind of backwards, like Jar of Eyes and Azura are gonna get up High King Iron Gut and Champion of Anu. Champion Anu's in front because he's the best tank when the battle starts. Eventually High King Iron Gut is, which works well if Champion of Anu dies. Because hopefully by the time Champion of Anu dies, you've already gotten a Devour off, and now you're rocking and rolling, have tons of health and armor and attack on High King Iron Gut. I was pretty scared of this team. This is one of the meta defensive teams. Divinish Ball, Quillen, Rope Dart, Moon Rabbit. I think I'm even using it as one of my defensive teams. You just gotta hope they don't get lucky sometimes. Same with that Goblin team earlier. This is like a worse version because they do skull damage. Luckily I killed Divinish Bala. Now I just gotta deal with a Rope Dart and a Quillen. So we're doing okay. We did not get bad luck, basically. If you don't get bad luck, you have a chance. Just don't hope for good luck. Just hope you don't get bad luck. There's a difference. But yeah, I'm sorry this team has 2 mythics. I mean, it's Blue Day. I didn't choose what day it was. This is the team I've been using and getting Paragon the last 4 or 5 times. So I'm not going to change it. And then I really can't think of any way to mix it up, you know. You could think, you know, the basic heart of this team is the High King Iron Gut, obviously. So hopefully you have him, because he's the #1 mythic you should get. You need to save up your diamonds, do your dungeons every day, and get him as your first mythic. Unless you're really excited about Dawnbringer and you want to get Ferrous Ra first, I would understand if you said, hey, I need to get Ferrous Ra first. But that's it, really. Damage is king, and you need to get as your first crafted mythic High King Iron Gut. You can't lose, because then you can start running through the delves. Then you can go further in events. Then you can use him on Blue Guild Wars Day. But check that out, 9,233 points. That's pretty good in my opinion. Of course, it could be a little bit higher. And the only reason it's not is because I think I finished one battle with 3 troops, where that last battle, and I could have finished it with 4. I had the Jar of Eyes up. I could have cast that first and then cast High King Iron Gut, but I went ahead and cast High King Iron Gut first like an idiot, but I don't think it cost me too many points. I still got a lot of points in that last battle. But yeah, a couple battles took a long time, and that last battle I finished with 3 troops, I think. But that was it, you know. Hopefully this helps y'all out. I got the highest score so far, and I'm Paragon, and it sucks that there's 2 mythics in this team, but you need to get High King Iron Gut, so maybe you can use something else in that first slot. But like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.